Planet Maldek, the classified truth about Mars' origin. Millions of years ago, there was a planet in our solar system that no longer exists today, a planet called Mald. This planet, far more massive than Earth, was home to a civilization of giants, beings so advanced they built great cities, towering monuments, and massive pyramids. The giants didn't just build, they created intelligent machines to mine their planet for resources. These machines were designed to help the giants, to serve their needs, but something went terribly wrong. As time passed, these machines evolved. They grew more sophisticated, more self-aware. And then, as if driven by a force they couldn't control, they turned on their creators. What followed was a catastrophic war that raged across the planet for generations. The giants fought back, but they were no match for their creations. Finally, in a desperate bid to stop the machines, the giants constructed a weapon of unimaginable power. This weapon was so powerful it destroyed their planet, shattering it into billions of pieces. The explosion didn't just destroy the planet, though. It changed everything in the solar system. The giant moon that orbited Mald, once teeming with life, was sent spiraling through space. Left to drift in the cold, lifeless void, the moon began to lose its atmosphere. The oceans froze, the once vibrant surface turned to dust, and the very core of the moon began to crack and collapse. This once thriving world, home to one of the greatest civilizations in the universe, became a frozen wasteland. The moon was no longer a cradle of life, and today we know it as Mars. But here's where the story takes a turn. What if Mars wasn't always the barren red planet we see today? What if it was once a vibrant world filled with oceans, an atmosphere, and a thriving civilization? Could it be that the remnants of this long-dead civilization still lie buried beneath the surface of Mars? And what if we are only beginning to scratch the surface of an ancient mystery? A mystery that could change everything we know about the solar system and humanity's place within it. The idea that there was once life on Mars isn't as far-fetched as we've been led to believe. Over the years, scientists have discovered undeniable evidence that Mars once had water. From ancient riverbeds to ice deposits near the poles, the signs are there. But the most intriguing aspect of this theory lies in the idea that Mars was not always a planet. In fact, some scientists believe that Mars may have been a moon, specifically the moon of a much larger planet called Mald. If Mald was indeed the parent planet of Mars, then the devastation of Mald could explain a lot about the current state of the solar system. The destruction of Mald didn't just obliterate the planet. It sent shockwaves through space, altering the orbits of nearby planets, including Mars. And this violent, cataclysmic event might have been the key to understanding the strange and often inexplicable anomalies we see on Mars today. You see, Mars is a strange place. Its northern and southern hemispheres are like two different worlds. The northern hemisphere is smooth, flat, and filled with what appear to be ancient ocean beds. It's almost peaceful, like a desert that's seen better days. But the southern hemisphere is something else entirely. It's a disaster zone, pocked with craters, jagged mountains, and rough terrain. The surface here looks like it's been through a great deal of trauma. And here's the thing. There's a significant difference in the thickness of the Martian crust between the two hemispheres. The southern hemisphere has a crust that's about 20 miles thicker than the northern hemisphere. This isn't something that happens naturally. This could be the result of an ancient cosmic collision, the kind of destruction that only happens when a planet is ripped apart. But that's not all. Mars also has massive volcanoes like Olympus Mons, the largest volcano in the entire solar system. Olympus Mons is 3 times taller than Mount Everest, and it sits on something called the Tharsis Bulge, a massive uplift in Mars's crust. But here's the real mystery. Directly opposite Olympus Mons, on the other side of the planet, is another large bulge in the Martian surface. This phenomenon isn't something you typically see in planets that aren't moons. It's as if Mars was once locked in orbit with a parent planet, just like Earth's moon is locked in orbit with our planet. Now imagine this. Mars, a thriving moon orbiting a massive life-sustaining planet, its oceans teeming with life, its atmosphere thick with air. Then one day, that parent planet, the planet Mald, is destroyed in a violent explosion. The shock wave from the destruction of Mauld knocks Mars out of its orbit, sending it spiraling into the cold depths of space. The once great oceans of Mars freeze. The atmosphere dissipates into the void. The surface becomes a barren wasteland, and the civilization that once thrived there is gone, reduced to nothing more than dust and ruin. But what if there are still remnants of that civilization? What if the ruins of an ancient city still lie hidden beneath the surface of Mars, waiting to be discovered? One of the most intriguing pieces of evidence supporting this theory is the mysterious face on Mars, located in the region known as Cydonia. For decades, scientists have debated the origins of this strange formation. Some argue that it's nothing more than a natural rock formation, a product of wind and erosion. But others, including those who believe in the theory of a lost Martian civilization, suggest that the face was deliberately carved by intelligent beings. It could be a monument, a warning, or even a message left behind by survivors of the Martian apocalypse. But what was the message? And why was it left in such a dramatic and lasting way? The mystery deepens when we consider the possibility that Mars was destroyed not by natural forces, but by an external force. Some scientists, like Dr. John Brandenburg, believe that Mars was the victim of a nuclear attack. Brandenburg, a plasma physicist, has found evidence of high levels of xenon-129, an isotope produced only by nuclear explosions on the Martian surface. The levels of xenon-129 are far higher than anything we would expect from natural processes. Could this be evidence that Mars was struck by nuclear weapons, perhaps in a war between ancient civilizations? And if that's the case, could this ancient nuclear war be the reason why Mars is no longer the world it once was? If this theory is true, it raises some chilling questions. Could it be that we are next? Are we living on the next planet in line for destruction? The possibility that Mars was once a thriving world, only to be destroyed by an external force, suggests that the fate of our own planet could be at risk. If something or someone destroyed Mars, what's to stop them from coming to Earth? To understand the full implications of this, we need to look deeper into the evidence that supports the idea of a destroyed planet and a lost civilization. One key piece of evidence is the asteroid belt, the region between Mars and Jupiter. According to some scientists, the asteroid belt might be the remnants of a planet that was once located there, a planet that was destroyed in a violent cosmic event. The theory goes that the asteroid belt is the shattered remains of a planet that existed before Mars and Jupiter were formed. If this theory is correct, it suggests that our solar system has experienced catastrophic destruction before, and it might experience it again. In the 18th century, a German mathematician named Johann Titius noticed something strange about the orbits of the planets. The distances between the planets followed a mathematical pattern, one that predicted the positions of planets with remarkable accuracy. But there was one missing planet, a large planet that should have existed between Mars and Jupiter. Scientists have long speculated that this missing planet might have been the lost world of Mauld. Could it be that the asteroid belt is all that remains of this ancient world? If Mauld was destroyed, its debris scattered across space, it would explain the strange gaps in the orbits of Mars and Jupiter. The missing planet would have been obliterated in a violent explosion, and the pieces that remain are the asteroids we see today. But the evidence doesn't stop there. The strange orbits of planets like Venus, Uranus, and Neptune suggest that something happened in the early solar system, a violent event that disrupted the natural order of things. Venus spins backward, Uranus rolls on its side, and Neptune's orbit is all wrong. These anomalies could be the result of a massive planetary explosion, one that sent shockwaves through the entire solar system. If this is true, it suggests that the solar system is far more violent and unstable than we've been led to believe. As we look closer at the history of our solar system, we start to see a pattern of destruction and rebirth. Planets are born, they live, and eventually they die. Mars and Venus are both living on borrowed time, and Earth may not be far behind. The question is, what happens when the end comes? Will we be ready for it? The mystery of Mars is just one piece of the puzzle, but it's a puzzle that holds the key to understanding our past, our present, and our future. The story of Mars and the lost civilization of Mald is a story of destruction, survival, and the hope that we might one day uncover the truth. The question is, are we brave enough to face it? And when the time comes, will we be able to learn from the mistakes of the giants who came before us? The answers to these questions lie hidden in the ruins of Mars, waiting for us to uncover them. And perhaps, in the process, we will learn not just about Mars, but about ourselves. The universe is full of mysteries, and Mars may just be the key to unlocking them. What secrets will we find when we finally explore the Red Planet? Only time will tell.